Now I would like to invite our first speaker of the afternoon session. Let us welcome the CEO of MIH, Jack Cheng, who will share with us today connect Taiwan's technology strengths to explore global EV business opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, please put our hands together to Jack.
Good afternoon, everybody. And it's a pleasure to be here. I hope I can do bilingual, but because of 30 minutes of period, I need to make it quick. So if you don't mind, I'll do it all through English. Is that okay? Not very, very reactive. 可以吗？我可以讲英文，然后夹杂一点中文吗？好吗？ Okay, thank you. So, thank you. I think make a first introduction. Our MIH office is upstairs. So you're welcome after this meeting that you can come up to the 6th floor. We have the whole half of the 6th floor, and there will be a lot of people. And if you see all the green shirt guys, go to them. All right, these are the MIH guys. They are the host. So make sure that you have enough connection with us. MIH is a platform. It's an open and agnostic platform for EV. It means a lot for Taiwan, and also it means a lot for an open system in the future for the EV world. This platform, I think it's a very disruptive platform. You can call us an Android of the EV, where you can bring all the partner, particularly the software-defined partner, to come along and develop the new solution for the next generation EV. So MIH, some people say, we were talking to our friend from India, from Japan, that MIH means money is here. Otherwise, they won't come here, right? So I don't know whether you can interpret it in another way, but I can say, make it happen, or people say, okay, made in Honghai. But, well, I'm getting a bit nervous because our friends here is nervous about our friends there. So, but anyway, it's a good synergy and also collaboration for everybody to work on this. So you can see the logo is a bit of a half-complete vehicle, the wheels and the battery pack underneath. But on top of it, we will welcome all the partners joining us globally to play a role of developing the next generation solutions. So mobility in harmony, it come along like 2 years now. We will be expanding. We're going to Japan, we're going to India, going to Thailand, we're going to US, and then eventually go global with, of course, Saudi Arabia, if you like. I will introduce you to. So this is a little bit of a old picture when I was young. I'm getting old now, so. Open and agnostic, just remember this. This one becoming a Lego concept for people that you can play and build your own vehicle. That's cool, because nowadays all the OEM are building their own vehicle. They're not let you build your own. The future and the world is yours, is not theirs. That's why we call it BYOU. Build your own vehicle. So that's another me, my digital twin, playing guitar. If anybody understand that you have a digital twin somewhere in the mysterious area during your dream, you will want to enjoy and have a better life. So this work in the daytime is not your real digital. It's the real digital is whether you can have a more and happier life. So we want to build this new platform as a second living room for you. Of course, you guys know I play guitar, but this is my real job. And the EV job is my second job. But they're both important. So when I founded the NEO, I have a little bit of a picture and a video to show you. That's what we want to end up with, the end game. but I'm still in the process of completing it.
In the future, my car is going to be like a spaceship with wheels. It'll have special powers. If I called, it would come and get me. With just a wave of my hand, the door will open, just like magic. It'll recognize me. It knows how I feel, what I'm thinking, and it will drive all by itself. It's just like home. It's just like my living room. I can feel safe and cozy. My mommy and daddy can sit together, talk to their friends 1,000 miles away, while I can sit in the front, all by myself. I can discover the whole world, go on adventures. When I get tired, there'll be a seat so comfy it feels like a cloud. Stars. I can see all the stars. There's the lion. While I'm asleep, my car would watch out for people in the street. It'll speak to other cars in a secret language. And it's going to look so cool. Like it's from the future. One day, it will be real. And I'll call it Eve.
You like it? So this is my previous company, Neo, and I put this as an end game when I was there in China. I haven't completed this job, so I'm coming back to Taiwan to complete this job. Okay, it will have voice activating, it will have a visual virtual, and you will have a digital twin. Now I have the ChatGPT. I can make it even smarter and better. Okay, so you guys are with me. We can make it happen. MIH. So, thank you very much. MIH has 2,600 members, including a lot of people sitting in this room. They are the members, and also we have a government support. Of course, the Canadian government and also other international community are supporting us. We also have 14 working groups working on all the solutions, mainly on the security, OTA, and also autonomous drive, the whole vehicle system. With this, an open platform is to develop a reference design and standard and then move forward to the go-to-market. Who's going to help us on the go-to-market? Foxconn going to do that. And then who's going to do the manufacturing? Foxconn would do it. But I'm not dismissing other opportunity to have the manufacturing and also the other player that can help us go to the market. For our friends from Japan, from India, from also Canada, we can make it happen to other market because the current situation of the automotive industry is that there are a lot of countries, they don't have their own brand. And we can build a wide brand platform for those countries, including Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, and make their own national pride with our technology and platform. So that's what we're doing from Taiwan to encompass all the efforts globally to make it happen. This is the footprints of Foxconn Group and how MIH is going to interact with all these footprints to make sure that they have enough supply chain support and engineering and design capability with the partners' contribution. So you can see from China, Taiwan, Thailand, Indonesia, Saudi Arabia, Europe, eventually Ohio, and we missed out the Wisconsin, which is another plant by Foxconn, and Mexico. So it's expanding. I'm not sure that we will get something to Canada, but we're working on it. All right, as a promise. We also see this as 4 dots, which the green dots, meaning from the automotive industry, the incumbent supplier evolving into the ICT component where Foxconn has engaged with for the last 20 years. And then the electrification supplier where Taiwanese are actually serving up as a big giant in this field. And software, which is important, and it will be a software-defined vehicles spearheading all the industry. That's the new supply base, and also the startup. We also have the startup incubator here to make sure it happens, okay? With all this, above the line, with go-to-market opportunity, we were bringing all the partner, including, these are the names, just for example, FEV, FIT, Foxconn, Graphene, Microsoft, Tech Mahindra, TomTom, and VIC-1. VIC-1 is the spun-off entity of the Chen Michael doing the cybersecurity. And then Graphene is the new startup based in New York, and they're making sure that they have all this digital twin to manage the services remotely and make sure that also there are health control of the vehicle, safety. So there's a lot of things going on in this industry. We're not elaborate on that. Of course, Microsoft is the big one in the back, supporting all the data and all the cloud. Of course, I haven't mentioned about our friend Tech Mahindra, but they are helping us. In fact, if you go to the 6th floor, you will smell the curry, because we have our India friend coming here, working upstairs on all the solution. But having all the solution, what are we going to do? Not only for the second living room, but also for the smart city. We just announced as a group in Foxconn that there will be a smart city in Kaohsiung. But guess what? We also have a smart city in Japan, in Malaysia, in Thailand. Once your POC is firm up, using our experience of all this ride-hailing, car sharing, carpooling, food delivery, good deliveries, we will create a new smart city circle. And this ecosystem will help us moving to the next generations of EV platform. So with that, I think fleet operator and the mobility services provider become so crucial because these are the new generation's needs. Most of the people will say, well, you know, how about the private market? The private market is now fierce competition with Tesla dropping the price. Everybody is trying to pound the B2C. But guess what? There are customers being missed out, including the people who do the logistic, who do the goods deliveries, and also the food delivery. Those guys, they don't need to pay for the brand. Most of the people will say, well, if I'm leasing a car in a rental company, why do I have to pay for the brand? The brand's actually marked up with the dealership's margin and also with a lot of other complexity of the service costs. So if I give him a white brand, just like Uniqlo or Muji, you don't need to pay for all these branding costs. And in fact, it reduces all this into something we will service the customer better. So B2B is the focus point right now. We're seeing there's a huge opportunity, particularly for the smart city. And these are the vehicle portfolio that we're building. To the left, the 3, 6, and 9-seater are the first batch we're building for the next generation. And then we're also contemplating on the truckage. So that's the whole 9 yards of coverage in terms of the logistic, in terms of the vehicle transportation for people. We are doing it right now. And this is really going to resolve a lot of issues that people are not very happy with those closed systems, not open. And every OEM is building their own platform. We're not sharing the supply base, not sharing the cost, not sharing even the technology. After COVID, for 3 years, everybody know the best solution for the world is to collaborate rather than just separate out, right? So the plan is actually from vehicle to digital twin to application services, and then for the vehicle life cycle and life service management. This is really important because the traditional guy, normally you sell the car to the dealer, they're off. There's no more engagement with the customer. Somebody will take care of it. That's wrong, because when you have the vehicle as a life cycle management, you have that holistic approach to make sure your customer are happy when you have the vehicle for them throughout the end of the life cycle. And I guess that's what the new generation, I call it Z generation. Last night we talked about this. So if you're not Z generation, you might have difficulty to understand. Most of Z generation, they don't have a driver license. They don't want to have own car. They would rather somebody drive for them, and so they can play a TV game in the car. That's a little bit different from what we have. In our backyard, we will say, well, everything is going to be, I will drive my car, I will do this, I will try to do this and that. I think that period is gone. People are seeing a more individual life is more important than the so-called enjoying the mechanical portion of it. You want to enjoy the software side of it and make sure you have a better use of your time. If you have a better use of your time, you'll be happier. If you don't agree with me, don't raise your hands. Okay, no problem. Okay, I think that the whole thing is like, this is just from a product point of view. We want to service different customer, different B2B to C. I don't have the price yet, but you will easily get, this price is fluctuating based on different segment, also different country, different markets, but it's coming. And it's gonna be a huge, huge advantage if we go to take care of the B2B. Last but not the least, the Project X, that's something that we want to make sure we have a platform so you can put your solution on it. So that's the timeline for the demo car. So by the end of this year, we will have a car. We showcase to all the people that this vehicle actually is collaborated by the partner and make sure that they have all the software-driven solution for the future. 6-seater will come up later, and 9-seater, but a lot of commonization underneath the body and also the software. I tried the prototype vehicle in Germany just last month. Very spacious, and also I was very happy. Our friend Microsoft was there, and also our German friends. So to build a German body, which is make sure that you guys are safer, right? But hang on, we have also we have Japanese craftsmanship, we have India supply base, we have also a lot of global player on top of this. So I was very happy there, even though I only spent a short period of time in Germany, but I did enjoy. In Germany, there are still very good product engineer and also mechanical engineering make this car safer. So that's the DNA of it. And hopefully in the next 2 years, we are, today is the 2035 e-mobility Taiwan and MPA and also the Autotronics Taipei. We bundle them all together and make sure this is a big event. I just talked to the chairman that we will have even a bigger event here, but the last is really the end of the year. We'll have a Japan mobility show. We'll show the car in Japan, and then we will have the CES as well. So you will see physically the car, okay? And then you will see a solution for smart city, including medical and health services, construction and maintenance fleet, the micro mobility, the delivery and logistic companies' needs, and also public transportation, including the ambulance car, including the car sharing, the rental cars, and ride hailing, and so on. So you see these huge opportunity and volume that we can tap into. So thank you very much for your listening. I hope that we can have more engagement. So if you have any problem, come to our green T-shirts, guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jack, for that exciting speech on industry layout in terms of technological appliance. Thank you very much. Next, I would like to welcome our second speaker, Special Assistant of Chairman and Senior Vice President of Pegatron Corp, Steve Huang, who brings us today how Taiwan wins in EV era by technological strength and supply chain transformation. So please give a warm welcome to Steve.
Thank you, everybody, for your time and patience to listen to me. Today, I'm going to tell you three things: EV car supply chain transformation, and the key technology of EV. And then I'll tell you how Taiwan is going to win, how Taiwan company will win. That Jack company is a so big success. So I think before I talk to the topic, I'd like to review about some of the global automotive market overview. You probably have said, unfortunately, this year has so many things happen: pandemic, Russia-Ukrainian war, semiconductor shortage. I personally, reserved a car last April, Benz E-Type. I get it in March, 11 months, Taiwan. But Japan is better. My wife ordered another Toyota car. It's just 3 months. So I hear Toyota, they reserve a lot of material. So it depends on. But actually, this is really a bad situation. And fragile supply chain, you know that, and even the inflation situation. So we see the chart, the number, actually, last year a little bit go up, but this year we still see not so promising. However, I hear some experts say this year they're going to another 6% growth, and in 2024 they will hit 90 million, and that means that 2024 will go back to the stable situation. I think I believe so. So again. The growth, the percentage comparison, I think that the mature market, USA, Europe, and Japan is so many factors affect, so they cannot grow. Just I say, I hope 2 years later they will become better. However, China, India, and the development area is to have a good result. Especially China actually have a 1/3 of market share in the world. So this is a good news for us. Okay, let's see what's the market situation of EV. Let's see the growth rate here. I think for all the industrial, say mobile phone, notebook, always at the beginning they grow very fast, then stable, and but you see this very strange number here is you see this like 50, 70, and 9, suddenly 100% growth. So this should be something happen. Personally, obviously, it should be like Model 3 going to public the second year. Then. So, and then it's go stable now. And I think this morning somebody already said the number, 13% of the EV share versus old automobile is 30%. And we hear people optimistic guess is after 4 or 5 years later, this golden crossing point, EV were over the 50%. And as I said, 90 million is a stable volume, or even maybe at the moment is 100 million, maybe. So last year, only 10 million, means they have still 4 or 5 times growth. So this is revenue. But I think the second time the growth factor for growth should be maybe not Tesla. Still, Tesla will be strong, but Tesla, the success will invite that company becomes focused on EV and main success. Volkswagen, Toyota, GM will be the second growth factor for EV. After we see the overview, let's talk about the supply chain situation. So for supply chain, long-term observation, we see actually the car maker, unlike the ICT, OEM, notebook and the phone, all the car maker, they build their car in their own factory. But this is very different from the iPhone, for the Dell, HP notebook. But this is why this happened is because EMS business, this type of concept is just begin in the middle century of the last century. I mean the 1950. So as early 100 years ago, actually know this kind of EMS business. So car maker had to build their own factory. And then so the moment they're busy with the factory and how to manufacture and anything. So they rely on some component maker. And so it's today's tier 1 supplier. And they generate a symbiotic relationship, become a mutualism. Means that they rely on each other to growth and success. And then so long time they trust them. And not only trust, actually the tier 1 company like Bosch, they just this morning people say about they maintain very good technology and a very good quality process. So they made big trust from the car makers. But now still have some exception, like the two companies like Magna or Fastcam, the Jack company, they try to get into the whole car manufacture. So far still a small percentage, like 4% is by EMS. But this trend may be success growth in the future. So this situation for the traditional automotive supply chain, car maker in the middle, surrounding is a circle for Bosch, Continental, such kind of tier 1. And if you like to present or like to sell component to the car maker, you have to go through them. There is a big wall surrounding. That's the traditional one. So this hierarchy type is the traditional one situation, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. That's all we know. But I'd like to tell you is it's going to break. It's going to give more chance to Taiwanese or other innovative company. There's some reason I tell you what. This is my observation. So the key factor is the ICT ecosystem influence the EV supply chain transformation. Especially Tesla is in Bay Area. Tesla seems not be different for the Google, for the Apple. They're same style. So Tesla is very different from ours. They're going to influence the other company like GM, like Ford, but Volkswagen by 10 times. For my observation, Volkswagen will be faster than GM and Ford. I visited the GM Ford last October with the chairman of the Chen company. So the moment I see that actually they are more conservative on that. However, I'll tell you what, so this is some of the key point, technology adoption. EV industry actually adapt nowadays technology heavily from IC industrial. So this chart, EVs, this is a 10 key subsystem EV going to have. And the only motor and the car body is special for the EV, for the car. Other things you can observe, they already exist in iPhone or your HP notebook. They don't want notebook. Display, networking, infotainment, the power, everything, right? So since the supply chain sharing, EV industrial, why not they cannot share the quite mature? Those supplier has been trained by Apple and HP and Dell. So it's going to happen. And one thing important, technology precision. ICT industry like Apple, like Dell, they really try to hold all the critical technology on hand. There's a most important is component and the software. But you observe that GM and Volkswagen or Audi, actually they even released the component management by tier 1 of software in management by tier 1. This is a little different. But they're going to change. Because why? The 4 points, vendor management. ICT try to, I know all here is a Taiwanese, your company, you probably drive a lot by Dell, by HP, by Lenovo, by Apple, by Google, by Amazon. So you know that they want to push you for better cost, shipping, and software management. And software, the importance of software become more and more important from now on. And this is also observed by car maker. Tesla maintains all the software, full self-drive, like Apple maintain ours themselves because they know the value of software. Volkswagen established 2,000 headcount for software lab. But unfortunately, the CEO changed last year, so I don't know they will maintain it or not. But this shows the trend. They think software is important. And the component vendor normally prepare the firmware, and if the car maker want to do the software, you have to shorten the communication distance. And so you have to direct talk to the vendor. So all these factors will make the supply chain transformation, like from like a hierarchy become the ring type. And in this happen, Taiwanese company will be good chance because we quite familiar with this kind of business and the way to do business. So let's switch gear to some technology building. Automotive technology. So what car maker or they really care about now is quite obviously they care about, I think you can also mention it, they care about cost, they care about safety, they care about value. So for these three categories, there's a lot of things too. The cost of production cost, operational cost, material cost, R&D design cost. These four costs is so important. And one thing I have to highlight, especially for the car maker, is a space cost. What's the space cost? You know, the car cannot make bigger anymore. Always length is less than 4 meters. Width is less than 2 meters. Otherwise, your car cannot park it in a parking area, right? So if you make your car more comfortable for a passenger or driver, and you have to squeeze more space for them, means you have to squeeze the space for component. This I call it the space cost. For safety, driving safety, driver attention, component reliability, this is important. And two things also important is driving decision appetites. Means when you face a really emergency situation, like a boy run out in front of you or the car, emergency braking, and you have to make decision what to do. You have to appetize the decision making. The last one is software defense mandate. Means software inside the car, and how you can quickly change your upgrade the software. Of course, you got a bug, you can go back to your car dealer, but it's too slow. The last one, value, stylish, variety, comfortable feature, safe driving performance. This is all important. One thing is also kind of value is an earning model. This is not to the consumer value, it's to car maker value. So today, like Apple, they sell iPhone. They don't rely on the hardware to make money. They rely on after you get an iPhone. You continue pay money back to Apple. Register something, buy the software, or several kinds of service you need after the sales. So this is the earning model they are thinking about. And for all this, I'd like to tell you is that the three technology trends important: the modularization, intelligence-oriented, and the innovative electronic architecture. These three trends very important. And under that, the sixth technology is also very important, play a role. One is a modular platform and all-in-one design. And for intelligence, ADAS, smart cockpit. I think probably you already know about this. I today give some idea about it. And the last one, the electronic architecture. They do some evaluation, revolution for these 3 years. And last thing is over the air. Over the air will become more popular and popular. So you can see, when I talk about cost, the space cost actually, the all-in-one design will help the space cost improvement. And when I talk about safety, the driving decision appetites, the ADAS will help you make decisions faster. And you want to software got a defect, you want to improve it, then OTA, over the air, then can suddenly, rapidly update your software when the software got a bug. And for the value, actually, like ADAS can help the safe driving performance, and earning model, OTA will play a big role because OTA have a lot of the new business model create for the car maker. I will tell you more detail later. So in the following page, I will spend a little bit time and tell you about those technologies and how we're going to play a role. First trend is modularization trend. And there's two key technologies, modular platform and all-in-one design. First, we talk about the modular platform. Actually, this is the new concept for EV. For fuel car, they already have this kind of concept back to the half century, 70 years ago. Platform concept is an implement. What the reason behind is in all time, each model car have one particular line to manufacture it, and become model number become bigger more and more. You need more lines. It's not economy. So they share the platform. So Jack already tell about the concept of platform. So one platform can serve many models. So in this way, platform concept defined. And now later on, they want to further share the production line for more car model. Modular platform concept just happened like 10 years ago. So this famous module model is MQB and MLV for Volkswagen. This is defined by the engine type. It's longitudinal or latitude 2 times. And I don't know how exactly they can damage this kind of design and reduce the number of production line, but it do happen. And so just a few years later, they changed this concept to electric cars. So I think the modular, this kind of concept will become more and more important. And this will create a new business model. You can, for a company, they only do module, do module platform and sell to car maker. And for some creative car maker, like especially in Bay Area, they have a very good ADAS, very good display design, and they don't want to touch too much of battery or the power drive. They can use your platform to build their car. So this also a kind of the new business model. Second one is the all-in-one integrated design. Obviously, if you can integrate more modules together, you will save the space. Not only save space, you can increase the total reliability. Think about if you are 100 modules in one car, and suddenly you become the 30 modules, the increase in the reliability will be better. Well, I think we all run factory, we know that. But also, more module means more cable to connect the module. So more cable means lower reliability and the weight increase, right? So this is all-in-one integrated design will be continue happen. Like some example here. This is 4th generation. So very interesting that the Nissan Leaf 2010 is all discrete, and 9 years later, again the same model, they all integrate or everything together. But you may ask why you do it only today? Why not do it yesterday? The reason is that all-in-one module is not so easy. You just push the difficulty from car maker to the vendor to the component maker. Why? Think about this one. Very complicated module. You think about the heat dissipation issue. You think about the dynamic vibration issue. You think about mechanical reliability issue. You want to put motor, inverter, gearbox, battery management system together. It's so complicated. So I think people know this a long time ago, but after the technology improvement that we found, and more components actually can put into one, become the all-in-one integrated design. So this is just name a few. Not only this company, but I think the Jack company is really do very well. You see the presentation is quite successful for doing the platform. And the morning the Delta come here, actually Delta is a good company. They all-in-one module. Another category they already done and they sell in the market. But of course, not only these two companies, many Taiwan companies, hidden successor, they also do quite a good job. So second technology trend is intelligence, AI. So AI will go to help everywhere. I don't mean that ChatGPT will go into the car, but somebody say yes. But so many people talk about ChatGPT, I don't want to talk about it. But AI is so mature and successful. So this ADAS or smart cockpit, they can think about today, this data is last year, 65% car with ADAS. When I say ADAS, means if I don't say other thing, means it is the level 2. And so it will help you to handle your driving wheel and your braking pedal. And actually now, but I think the driver have to comes to that because when I drive in Taipei, sometimes my Benz car will brake himself. It scared me really. So I'm used to that. They will make decisions. It's dangerous, but I think that's very conservative. They will brake. You still think it's risky, but you will break that. So I tell you, general each car have a typical means that level 2 going to have a 3 to 5 millimeter wave radar and the 5 camera. 3 to 5 means that level 2 got a 3, level 3 got a 5. This is some the very common function. First one is autonomous emergency braking. This is most important. And normally, you have to install a 250 meter long range radar in front of the car. People may think 250 meters is very long. Why so long the radar? If you drive the car at a speed of 100 kilometer per hour, 250 meter, how many seconds? I calculated this morning, 9 seconds. If you count 2 seconds for your margin or your safety gap, you have only 7 seconds to do everything. It detects signal, make decision, and the longest time is you brake the car, brake the pedal, and they need time, right? So this is why they need so long range radar. Then this for the keep you in the right position inside the lane. So this road divide line normally is a white line. And you need camera, you cannot use radar because there's no object, there's a line, right? So you need camera to shoot in, and they don't need so long, so they need this, they need camera to do these things. And then, this is the most important, blind spot detection. I probably old guy, when I studied in Los Angeles, I take my first driver license in America, the DMV, I remember it's a DMV. And first time I tested, and I go very smooth, very well. But suddenly, the examiner tell me, turn right. I just turn right. I turn right. He said, get out of the car, you fail. Well, I said, why? Because you don't over your shoulder see the car. That's the bright side. I always remember this. So I spent another $30 to test it again to get my driver license. So this is important, right? This is the most important frequently factors make car accidents. So you need a corner radar, and then change detection in front. But if you use this level 2 car, you actually don't need this because you will eye to see the car in front of you in your two sides in front of you. But if level 3 assume use hand-free, eye-free, then the car have to have a radar to see them. The last one will be surround view. Surround view will need some camera on that. People think about level 2, when level 2, level 3, level 4, even level 5, we all know that. So my personal opinion is that level 2 will become the growth share, and maybe in 5 years, every car got a level 2 because the component cost is low and it becomes a standard equipment in the car. But level 3 actually depends on car company strategy. What's the difference between level 2 and level 3? Level 2 is hand-free, but your eyes should be on. But level 3 is your eye can be also free. Means the car drive themselves. And in some special situation, car will wake up. It means if car accident happen, whose responsibility? It will be car maker. So far, not Actually, another company have a capability for level 3, but not many cars. Actually, they claim they are level 3. All I know is that Benz, there's a E350 or something. They claim that. So they really have confidence. Otherwise, they got another raw shoe after that. For level 4, people maybe know a company called Cruise is under the GM name, and they are quite successful in the Bay Area. They build, level 4 means that there was no human driver in the car. So they have 100 cars. They can surround the Bay Area, and you can call them, they can pick you up. And so when I visit there, I say, oh, I was scared. I call Uber, and when the Uber car come here, it's empty, nobody inside. Only ghost, maybe. I'm scared to get out of the car. But Cruise tell me, no. You get a driver, human driver means they were dangerous. Maybe you rape you, maybe you rob your money or something. No, because no people there, you are safe, right? So, but I don't think level 4 will go very fast. Last year, there's a few company for level 4 company already bankrupt on that. So we need to think about also another legal law have to be more mature and to make level 4 have more things to happen. So level 5 is a long way to go. Oh, we don't talk about it. Okay, so the smart cockpit main vehicle interface, and this made people more confidence. There's four categories. Main vehicle interface, and the larger screen, and they even use the AR for you. Most people know this. And the one thing important is the inside driver monitor system. So this use a lot of AI technology to make it happen. Now, these are several Taiwan companies that do the business right well. Like QTech is not a big company, but they have designed a good corner radar, long range radar. Probably you can see the booth and to looking for that and see more detail. Last thing I let you know, the Chen is electronic architecture and over the air. This is the one thing that happened long time ago. Like this is an example, the Audi A. At the beginning, only 5 ECU. They control the engine. And later on, more and more ECU needed to control more things. Sunroof, headlights, or the airbag, or many things. And then, 10 years ago, they need 100. This is going to become a big problem because, again, so many ECU, that reliability got a problem, connection, cable, and many things. So people think about how we can simplify this kind of architecture. We don't go to detail, but most people know distributed is a traditional one, but domain architecture, zonal is architecture, they are popular now. People think zonal architecture will go to win out. At the beginning, I don't believe so because there's a pro and con on that. Like 2020, Volkswagen still designed a car, ID3, based on the domain architecture. But long time ago, 3 years ago, Tesla already built a zonal. That's because the zonal actually have a central server in the middle. They can control everything. And some zonal computer is to assist the server. But for the domain means 5 individual CPU, and they in charge each function, like telemetry, infotainment, ADAS, power motor, car body, and they link by the gateway. So since zonal is better, but zonal is complicated, expensive because server. So Tesla is in Bay Area. There's so many server companies, so they can share their things. And Volkswagen in Europe, maybe they are more traditional and know that kind of technology background or environment, so they still on the domain architecture. But one thing I need to let you know, this year the IQ for the Volkswagen actually they adapt the zonal. So maybe 3 years later they will switch gear to there. Let's see what happens going. Last thing I need to share with you is over the air. So in the past, conventional method to update the software, you have to drive your car to dealer, and and over the air means you can just download the software update. So this is one thing is quickly to update your software defects. But another thing, as I say, this will help you to give you more earning model. So the BMW, they have a provide subscription service, or Model S also can improve their speed on this. And I hear even some Chinese car maker, they can let you subscribe their battery. Actually, they put more battery than you buy when you get a car, but they turn off the battery. When you need more power to drive longer, you call them, say 1 day, $30, then they turn battery for 1 day, and they make more money. So this is also a trend. So there's some company in Taiwan that do quite well on this. Also, not only this technology, Taiwanese do quite well, also actually for 3 key EV major component, power component, the battery, electronic, mechatronic. Actually, another company already work on it and it have a very good success result. Beyond that, like this morning, our community affair, the officer, she said, actually 800 number, exactly the number I have, I from my data. Taiwanese do another things other than the electronic component. The C, the optical, the oil, many things we already doing that. But people say there's a hidden giant that do quite well, but you probably don't know that. And they hit them in the air. They got a lot of money, the boss, and they do quite well. And they already for the half century found a company, made me money, and they don't want to let you know. So this is my last page, and there is a conclusion. Taiwan actually already developed a lot of component technology for traditional car, and the Taiwan ICT industry are quite successful. And so for EV and the new technology, actually we already have a good idea, good technology behind. And when the supply chain transformation happen, then Taiwan going to be more successful, and we can handle all the technology chain. So this is my presentation. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Mr. Steve Huang, for that inspiring speech on the industry layout in terms of supply chain. Thank you very much. So now, for the upcoming session, I would like to invite the Senior Sales Manager of NXP Semiconductors, Mavis Cole, to share with us software-defined value, build a smart Internet of the vehicle with secured connections. So please welcome Mavis.
大家下午好哈，也很谢谢主办单位邀请恩智浦来跟各位分享恩智浦半导体在台湾对车用电子甚至于EV 的看法。那我接下来大概用简单的30分钟跟各位分享一下恩智浦在对车用电子甚至于到后续的software defined vehicle， 也就是说电动车的这个整个方案恩智浦的看法。那先跟各位简单说明一下，恩智浦目前为止呢，致力于整个半导体，不管是从工业车用，甚至于通讯基础建设，甚至于 mobile，过去这60年来呢，恩智浦利用各个的机会跟业界做一些交流，甚至于在跟车厂或是国内国外的 Tier 1一起做分享。那经过过去的这时间的努力呢，这几十年的努力呢，去年恩智浦的营业额到132亿美金的这个程度，这个算是我们公司在历史上算是还蛮高的一个记录。那52%是来自车用电子，好，这个是恩智浦目前为止。所以呢，恩智浦在车用电子的一个范畴呢。接下来的几页呢，大概跟各位说明一下。从这一页来看的话呢，过去在恩智浦，不管是在产品的一个 roadmap甚至于 time to market， 各位可以从左边这个各个不同的领域跟应用产品的应用来看，恩智浦在市场上的一个市占率甚至于这个整个的排名。那每个的市占率大概将近20%到22%不等。 除了2个特别的区域，N 字谱的市占率相对高，像雷达 N 字谱的市占率有44%到45%之间。然后呢，还有另外一个叫 security， 也就是说最近很流行的 UWB 或是 NFC 的这些 control， 这个 security 这个部分N 字谱的市占率将近60%。好，所以这个是目前为止 N 字谱在过去这20年来车用电子跟各个厂商合作的一个结果。那除了这个roadmap 以外呢，我相信刚才先进都有提到，坐车是目前为止大家厂商的一个梦想甚至一个愿景。然而在这车坐出去之后呢，怎么样保证车有办法零缺陷？也就是说在各个条件下，各个不管是优良的条件下或是严苛的条件下，怎么样能够达到零缺陷的这个zero defect 的这个状况，我相信这个是另外一个很相对的一个学问所以说从造车呢到卖车，甚至于到后续的这个售后服务，这个也是 N 字谱在跟每个车厂或者是 Tier 1甚至于台湾的 ODM 厂商一直在进行的一些 program 所以呢这个是整个 N 字谱在车用电子上的整个状况。然后呢，我相信刚才几位前辈都有提到软体定义车载所以呢 N 字谱怎么样来看软体定义汽车？也就是说，在接下来的这10年或15年呢，我们怎么来看用软体定义车用的这种整个状况？好，那我们先回顾一下，我相信大家都很清楚在过去这10-20年来车就是一个单纯的车，把各位很安全的送到你的目的地，所以呢，在这样的状况下，所有整个的 ecosystem 都已经建立得很完整了甚至于从最早期的内燃机引擎或是汽油车引擎，当你去加油站停车回到家，所有种种的这些行为模式都已经建立好了一个很完整的一个平台跟 ecosystem。那接下来呢，软体定义我们怎么样去跟其他的厂商或者其他的硬件配合？我们大概定义的几块第一个就是当然车本身它必须要有良好的一个汽车电子，还有一些所有的一些设备。再来呢就是所有的一些 data 的一些 correction 还有那当然最著名的就是这种我们刚才提到的 ADAS。那当这3个结合在一起，怎么样去定义新的整个平台这是我相信在台湾的 ODM 厂商呢也都陆陆续续的去探讨。然后呢在这10年的发展之后呢，接下来的下一个世代，我们怎么来看这个车的使用的情景？这个我们可以看到现在大家谈的共享计程车或是共享大巴，或是共享的一些车辆。所以很多人在讲说之后的车呢，可能就不用1人1台，或是不用1家1台，那可能就是2家1台，或是一个社区等等等，用这样子分享的方式去做整个下一世代的规划。那当然这又是另外一个整个 ecosystem 我们必须要去建立的所以呢当我们要去driving 下一个整个车的整个的变化的时候呢，我们先把车定义成这3大的方向。对不起，好，那这个是N 字谱整个在后续或是在这未来的3-5年呢，我们怎么看这个车的变化？当然了，因为过去的半导体或是半导体技术的关系，那些 IC 都是相对应小的特别是在车的这种 vibration 或是在严苛的条件下，这个晶片要能够工作正常这个是一个很重要的前提。然而呢，相对在未来这几年呢，因为整个这些 SOC 的进步SOC 的进步，那所有的制程都相对越来越小，然后wire bonding 或是整个带越来越小，是不是能够经过这种车这么严苛的 vibration， 这是另外一个考验。那再加上我们要对外做互联或是对内自己内部的连接甚至于刚才这边提到你要跟外面的云端怎么去连接，这也是下一个整个状况。再者目前为止呢，整个车里内部怎么去做一些讯号的传输这个相信在未来大数据的那个注意之下呢，再加上整个 AI 的学习，所以呢我们来看呢，把这5大块从数位 类比，再加上从无线所有的技术把它结合在一起呢，放在车子里，那这就是真的像是一个完美风暴。那怎么样在这个完美风暴下，能够把各位能够很安全的送到你要到达的目的地，然后呢，你也可以在车子使用你要用的语音系统。这个呢，就是接下来我们要面对的挑战，也就是恩智浦在平台化的设计呢，都是朝这个方向去做努力。那大概跟各位说明一下车嘛，车现在是目前为止我们恩智浦来看是目前为止呢是一个最复杂的一个产品。怎么说呢？因为像我们把自驾车或是刚才讲的一些辅助系统放在车子里呢，你要怎么去侦测外面的所有的环境，然后把这些讯号呢跟这个资料送到你的车子里的大脑去做思考，然后思考完之后呢，怎么样能够精准的去做处理？所以从感测，然后思考，然后再去下指令，这些种种的这些环节联合在一起呢，可以看到，你要很我来，怎么不行？算了，我用。所以呢，刚才讲的这3大项呢，其实都有一些很多种种的外界的因素。比如说，举个例子，我这里提到的 security， 当你在做感测或在下指令的时候呢，是不是有骇客来破坏你的整个系统？所以这个security 也是其中之一。那软体怎么去定义？这个等一下可能会有一些比较详细的说明。然后呢，怎么样去正确的感知？我常常跟我周遭的朋友讲说，你要去做怎么样去做感知？比如说举个例子，自驾车，如果前面有一颗长得像人的气球，你要怎么去判断？你要把它当人还是当球？所以这个又是我们要从很多不同的面向去做侦测跟反应。所以呢，把这些资料收集以后，进到车子的大脑，怎么样去精准的去计算？所以这个种种的在这个整个多方方面面呢，从功能安全，或是从 security， 或是从high performance 的 computing， 这个就是目前为止呢，在接下来的这10年甚至于20年车开发，必须要去思考怎么样能够做到能够很精准的定位这个整个系统。再来呢，刚才前面的前辈大概有提到以目前为止车用电子呢，一台车它从软体上的撰写，以目前为止呢，我们可以看到有150 million 的那个栏位，也就是说有1.5亿条的资料，也就是说我们在撰写程式，软体工程师在撰写程式的时候呢，必须要去花很多时间去看这个软体所以以现在目前为止来看呢，将近有1.5个 million 这个软体的工程。那恩智浦呢，接下来的看法呢，在后续的发展这3-5年呢，这个软体的资料量呢，预计会成长3到5倍。所以呢，这个软体呢的撰写的复杂度也就是影响接下来车下一代的整个的开发跟模式。然后呢，从这几个方方面面呢，恩智浦也从很多不同的整个车厂去跟他们去讨论，得到了一些结果当然是这些这个国内的这些国际大厂呢，国际车厂呢，它当然去对这些自驾车慢慢的去做呈现。那再来就是电气化，像刚才也都提到，怎么样在电动车或是电气化去节省整个能源甚至于我刚才提到的，怎么样联网做即时的线上更新。我们讲线上更新，那就是刚才提到的 over the air 这个 OTA， 再加上怎么样让各位在车子里面有很舒服的使用环境比如说刚才提到的那些侦测，像这里提到的现在很多的车呢，可以用这些手势或是影音去做这些侦测。那这些不外乎都是要靠晶片厂商，甚至于晶片厂商跟软体厂商合作，来把这一个做到完美的呈现。所以呢，站在这个所有的这个4大方向呢，恩智浦怎么来看接下来车的变化？好，在最左边呢，这个就是我们刚才提到的车的三大方向，也就是说autonomous就是自动驾驶，然后再来就是电气化，然后再来就是 connectivity。 在这样子的一个变化，我们讲 transformation 的过程中呢，车厂他认为应该要有硬体跟软体去配合，把这些所有，我们先从最下面这里来看呢，从车子最基本的 safety 跟 security， 然后再加上我刚才提到的快速的那运算量，然后再加上整个 networking 的这些 consolidation， 然后呢，再加上很分析的能够上网联络，能够有一些 cloud service， 在这样的状况下，恩智浦把车定义成2大块，一个就是下面这里提到的硬体，然后跟软体这个服务哦，所以呢，这个在车的整个大的架构下呢，恩智浦认为在3方面的这个方方面面下，把它整合在一起，用硬体跟软体来做整个搭配。好，那怎么样来做到这样的变化呢？我相信这张图刚才各位也看到，在前面的一个 section 有提到哈，就是说过去呢，在过去的这些车的这设计的范畴内呢，都是一个点对点一点的设计哦，比如说你的车灯控制你的座位的那个风扇控制，这些都是节点，也就是说 end node 的这个状况。所以呢，以这样的状况来讲呢，勾画出一台车大概要1200公尺的线材。那1200公尺的线材呢，大概需要75公斤的重量。那这些75公斤的重量呢，就是后续电动车在行驶里程最大的挑战。所以呢，这些目前为止呢，这些车厂的想法呢，就是为了减少这个线材，还有减少车的重量呢，他们就把过去传统的这种点对点之间的连接呢，想出了一个很特别的方式，刚才提到的 ROM 的 gateway， 甚至于是一个 central 的 gateway。那这是一个什么样的概念呢？比如说举个例子，在右前方，它就是一个制成一个小小的带状的网路，那用最少的线材的连接，达到最优化的控制所以以这种带状式的控制来做处理。那每个不同的区域有自己的带状式的网路呢，再透过一些小型的高速的这些网路跟中央去做连接达到这样子一个整个系统的结合。所以呢，因应这样子的关系呢，我们就可以在后续新型的车里面呢，把这些，比如说举个例子，以前从这里可能要到尾巴连要一个很长的一个线材铜线那就可以从这里来做 control 这里以恩智浦目前的评估呢，重量如果真正达到ROM 或是 central gateway 的这种 control 方式呢，重量跟使用的线材的长度呢，将近可以缩短50%。所以这个是一个对车的设计，甚至于对车整个的架构是一个很大的挑战。那这些重，如果你减重，会不会造成你的车太轻会有 vibration 这些就是车厂在设计的时候呢，他们必须要去思考跟考虑到的。所以重好，轻也不见得不好。所以呢，在这样的一个整个架构上呢，ROM 的 control 的状况，以刚才提到呢，过去在2022年以前呢，都是用这种离散式的处理方式。我们现在的车都是用这种离散式的处理方式。但是在这个离散式处理到离散式的处理方式 migrate 到这种 ROM 的处理方式呢，中间还有一个叫 domain 的处理方式。那这个是在过去这2年车厂他们有提出来的一个叫 domain 的 control 方式。但是过去因为半导体的元件能够执行到 domain control 这种方式呢，相对的元器件跟选择性比较少，所以呢，这些 OEM 厂商呢或是车厂呢，有一些设计的一些概念呢，就跳过这一个 domain 的控制方式，完完全全用 ROM 的设计方式去做处理。那 ROM 的设计方式处理，刚才我也提到相对的好处所以以每个区域、每个带状去做设计，然后最后4个把它连接在一起。所以呢，以这样的设计方式呢，我们可以看到至少会有4个 ROM 4个带状的那个网路，然后呢再加上中间这个我们叫 central computing 这个，所以呢以这个中央的这个 central computing 下所有指令给这分别前后左右的这个ROM 的这个 gateway。好，那这样子有什么好处呢？当然啦，你可以从 刚才提到的 OTA 哦，从这个中央的这个 gateway 去做 OTA 啊，当然，如果你 ROM 做到好，做到实际的状况，这个线材啊，或是所有的这些区域网络的这些耗件，就会相对应的可以减少。所以呢，这是目前为止呢，恩智浦在跟一些车厂，甚至于跟台湾的一些车厂，台湾的车厂有讨论到这整个 ROM 的这个架构。好，所以这个也是目前为止呢，这个架构已经慢慢的被global 的车厂接受。好，那怎么来实践刚才我提到的这个 ROM 恩智浦有什么样的解决方案？哦，那基本上大概跟各位提一下，如果要达到 ROM 这个解决方案，大概有4大块我们要去做处理。第一个当然就是基本的 I/O 的处理方式，也就是说最传统的，比如说车灯啊，或者是尾灯，或者是方向灯啊，这个是最简单的那种 I/O 的控制方式。那再来呢，就是real time 的 control 比如说在那个电动车里面，你要怎么样要有即时性的控制比如说你的 powertrain 或是你的电源onboard charger 或是 DC 这种是需要 real time control 的这些方式。那另外一个呢，就是要很多资料量去处理，但是那些资料量不是要去即时的，那个我们把它定义在low latency， 那个可以用 gateway 这种方式来做。然后呢，还有另外一个最大的一个大块呢，就是说在做人机界面的处理，甚至于 gateway 跟 networking 上的控制。好，那这个我们把它分成4大块。那我刚才讲的呢，从最基本的讲的那个 Note 节点，刚才提到的那个 I/O control， 恩智浦的方案就是 S32K。那这里有很多不同的系列，从 S32K、RZ 那这个是什么样的概念呢？也就是说，恩智浦用S32系列的硬体架构，那这个硬体架构呢，都是建构在 ARM-based 的核。也就是说，我刚才提到的 ROM 或是刚才每个不同的节点呢，所有的设计的 IC 都是用 ARM-based 的IC 去做使用。我们过去可能因为没有很多这种 ARM-based， 所以可能有 PowerPC， 这里用 PowerPC， 那里用 ARM， 不同的区域用不同的语言去做撰写。那恩智浦现在呢，把所有车里面的刚才讲的 I/O、real time control， 还有一些big data 的一些 computing 的方式，把它统一成用 ARM-based 的核去做。那这个当然因为因应不同的应用跟产品呢，它有不同的这个使用的这个方式比如说举个例子 S32K3 它就是一个 M7 的核，就做很单纯的 MCU 的控制。然后 S32R 它就是也是 A 核，那这个 S32R 呢是在做什么？就是 4D 影像雷达，刚才有提到，它就是做 4D 的sensor， 前雷达或角雷达。那 S32Z 跟 S32E 它就是做 real time control， R 核就做 real time control， 就刚才提到的 onboard charger OBC 然后 A32G 呢，就是做刚才提到的 gateway、ROM gateway 或是 central gateway。那有一颗比较新的就是 S32N， 这是目前为止恩智浦第一个用5奈米的制程去做的 SoC。这个是在目前为止车用电子上算是一个还蛮先进的一个突破，在恩智浦本身来说。所以呢，在恩智浦的整个规划呢，不管是在我们刚才提到的 domain 或是 ROM 或是在节点这些，我们利用 ARM 的平台，使用共同的语言共同的软体的这个语言去做，把这个整个车去做平台化，也就是刚刚各位有提到的 platform 的设计或是4合15合1whatever X 合1点，利用这种方式呢 ，ARM-based 的核把这些在车子里面所有的不同的节点把它做一些整合。那当然，这些所有的晶片或是所有的 MCU。在 functional safety 或是在功能安全或是在 functional safety， 甚至于在整个哈位的一些设计呢，都是符合车规在功能安全第1等级的甚至于在security ISO 21434的整个规范下有这样的一个整个状况所以呢，这个是在整个EEA 的架构上恩智浦的看法。那当然，把刚才的那个整个 IC应用到不同的场景，各位可以看到， 左边的 Z 跟 E， 这个刚才提到在做 real time control ，onboard charger、OBC、DC-DC 所有的电源管理需要即时性的，然后 domain control 或是 room control S32G、K 这是8D control 当然这个刚才也有提到的，在做整个4D 影像雷达，还有做一些 infotainment 跟 e-copy， 所以呢，整个车呢，把它定义成这几个不同的区域呢，用一个刚才讲的这个整个统合的这个整个 base。那为什么恩智浦会有这样想法？其实恩智浦在过去这20年来，跟一些全球的车厂谈，全球的车厂不一样的车厂，它就有不一样的想法为什么你这里？为什么你的灯要用 ARM 的为什么你的中央控制要用 Power PC？ 为什么你这里要用？所以不同的语言，所以呢，在车厂的强烈的要求下，我们把这样的一个状况做一个统合。那这个各位就可以看到呢，在不同的刚才讲的不同的 functional block， 你可以用同样的 software 去做整合。所以这就是最完全恩智浦在Software Defined Vehicle 下做的一些市场上一些不同的区隔。那有了 IC， 我们要怎么样帮台湾厂商或是帮一些其他 OEM 去做，能够快速的使用到我们的 IC。我们现在有一个比较方便的一个我们讲 demo board 呢，也对，我们把这些所有的一些车用电子要的一些接口。把它留出来，做成一个不同的一个使用的盒子。比如说刚才讲 S32G Golden Box， 然后 S32E Green Box 做 Real Time Control。那我特别提到呢，就是说在 S32E 这一块呢，它其实刚才提到做在马达控制或者在电源管理，它其实可以控制Dual Mode Dual Motor， 也就是说呢，它可以控制2个那种吹讯 inverter， 点。所以呢，各位可以从这里可以看到呢，整个在恩智浦上，为车用电子不遗余力的开发，从刚才讲的 room gateway， 甚至于到每个不同的节点，甚至于不同的 ECU， 去做出能够让消费者或是 Tier 1能够快速的进入到这个整个车用电子的市场。那这也是过去这3-5年来呢，恩智浦台湾呢跟台湾的一些 ODM 厂商有一些讨论完全是靠这些产品去做。跟台湾的厂商去做互动。那刚才讲很多硬体，那软体在哪里？这就是恩智浦的软体的一个架构。我们以 S32G 来看的话呢，其实有恩智浦自己的软体，甚至于开放平台的open source 的软体，甚至于 third party 的软体。那这一个整个 demo kit 呢，都是符合 AutoSAR 的 real time 的那些 control 甚至于 security， 我们也都把它包进去了。然后呢，在跟软体公司的配合，这个我就不赘述，有很多软体公司，传统的比如说Hypervisor 或是 Green Hill OS Victor 点。那这个比较特别呢，就是我们把后续的联网的那个上网的这个third party 也把它做进去。各位可以从报章杂志看到，这一家公司呢也跟 B 公司或是 S 公司也达成协议，它的后续的车要使用它的这个系统整个去做联网。所以简单来讲，一个 summary， 恩智浦的 S32 在 ARM-based 的平台，从整个车内的大大小小，从系统节点的控制，然后中央的 real time 的控制，甚至于网关上的控制，都用 S32 的系列来完全的实现。那我刚才提到了恩智浦除了在这个 MCU 以外呢，在最左边的这里呢 ，MCU 怎么样能够运作的正常？它旁边有很多电源管理 IC， 有很多 PMIC， 有一些 SBC， 甚至于一些 CAN link， 甚至一些 Ethernet 这个在整个恩智浦除了在 Software Defined Vehicle 下，我们在硬体的架构上呢，也把这些在我们的 roadmap 跟一些 ODM 厂商或是整个 Tier 1去做互动。所以呢，简单来讲呢 ，Software过去恩智浦被大家或是被车厂认为是一个做硬体的公司，现在我们是以软体为出发点去规划我们刚才提到的整个车的一个整个 room 跟 gateway 的一些整个 infrastructure。目前为止呢，以我们内部的一些资料，目前为止这个 process 的那个软体的 hire 的人数，甚至于大于我们现在硬体的工程师，所以这个也是目前为止呢，跟台湾厂商 是一个很重要的话题，如何应用软体，甚至于 redesign、reuse 来让能够台湾的这些 ODM 能够快速进入车市。好，简单来讲呢，智慧生活、安全连结，一直是恩智浦跟台湾厂商，不管是从过去这20年 ICT 产业互动到现在为止呢，也是基于这样的一个整个 slogan， 怎么样能做到能够快速而且能够 secure 的去做连结，这也是恩智浦在车用电子上也是我们不遗余力。所以从刚才各位看到的整个产品呢，都是从我们这个智慧生活、安全连结去做出发点跟分享。所以以上是恩智浦在车用电子 Software Defined Vehicle 上，从硬体架构跟软体的贡献，怎么样给 ODM 厂商能够完全的能够快速的进入市场，甚至于跟车厂能够快速的 engage。这个是我们目前为止的方案。谢谢。
Thank you very much, Mr. Mavis Cole. Thank you for the wonderful speech. So finally, I would like to invite the last speaker of today, the Sales Area Director of Texas Instruments, Jasper Chen, who will bring to us the driving vehicle electrification forward with industry-leading battery management system technology. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jasper.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jasper. I'm the sales leader for the Taiwan regional team. And very glad to meet you in this room today because I joined TI about 17 years. So what was I doing 17 years ago? We were driving and help the smart cell phone makers to drive the feature phone to smartphone through semiconductor. So right now, today, we are doing the similar, and it's equally exciting. We are helping the automakers to drive the electric vehicle through semiconductors application. So it's a really exciting timing. We talk about the more electric EV cars in the future. So if we talk about the EV car, what's the perception we think about? Probably the high tech, the smart, probably green. But what's the worry about the EV car, right? And if we talk about the worry portion, could be the driving range or the charging time and probably the price and safety, because there's new battery factors, new battery architecture is quite different from the current traditional car. So the main focus today, I will talk more about the battery management system because in the beginning of this year, TI introduced the industry-leading, the most accurate battery cell and pack monitor. So it will help us to make the automakers with the longer driving range, with the better safety, and with the safe charging and discharge application. So let's talk about today's action. We'll have some pages we still introduce and talk about what TI is doing now, and then followed by the battery management system introduction. Okay, so what TI is doing? TI is the IDM company, which is we design and manufacture, including the fab, as well as the assembly and testing, all by TI, with a big portion for that. So we designed the part with the analog and embedded processor. So analog portion, which means including like a power management, interface, logic, audio clock, all belongs to the analog portion, which means in the car, we have a 1,000 to 2,000 semiconductor chips. So there'll be more than 1,000 analog portion, including like power interface on car. So that's the one important component to drive the vehicle electrification. And the other big portion for TI support is the embedded processor, including the processor we're using, or SoC we're using in the car. And also we have a radar system like FCW or blind spot detection, and we have the MCU or connectivity. So those are key and core products that TI can provide to, for the electric vehicle. And also we are selling the products and support the product for different market and applications, including industrial, automotive, and personal electronic, communication, enterprise. So which means we have the very broad product portfolio to help the customers, no matter the end equipment they are doing, to implement that to make their product. Okay, so that's what TI is doing. And the other important is that we have our own fab and assembly testing, so we can control the supply chain. We have multiple factory worldwide from Asia, US, and in Europe. So it'll provide the flexibility to our customers implement their products with the proper supply and also the proper manufacture. And the other one important thing is because right now the design cycle is short, so the TI.com, we have a very sufficient and broad information loaded on the TI.com. So the users or R&D, they can easily get the information they need. And also they can easily buy the material or buy the EVM with that support through our TI store. So which means we provide the convenience portion to customer to help they shorten their design cycle. One thing to share that talking about the manufacturer, we have our own fabs. 80% today of our parts come from TI own fab. So in the future, we'll drive that to 90%. And also, maybe we see the couple news recently. There are many fabs are coming from TI. So there are more than 10 fabs across the world, including US, Europe, and also in Asia. And we just launched the two new fabs last year, including the left-hand side, we call the R-Fab 2, and in the middle is the Lehigh Fab. So the majority portion is that we want to, here. So the process node we focus is on the 45 nanometer to 130 nanometer. So that's a key point because in the past 2 years, we see that most foundry capital investment, they put on the advanced tech process node, which is probably like 753 nanometer. But look at the one car. Probably the SoC, the big portion will use the advanced process node. But how about the others? Interface, SerDes, the power, they all use the process node around the 45 to 130 nanometers. So what TI is doing is we invest this period, this portion of the process node that help the car makers can get a part, not only just design a part, they can get a part through our many new fabs. And we'll continue having the investment, including the Lehigh 2, the blue area in the middle of the picture, and also the right-hand side, there will be 4 upcoming fabs in the north of the Texas and Sherman. So this is a strategy that will not only just provide the technology, will try to increase the capacity of the supply, so you can get a design part, and the customer can get a part, right? So we have TI. We provide the solutions and also the supply. All right, moving to the topics, the more specific today is about the electrical vehicle. So what's the challenges that the customers or automakers they are facing right now? Probably when we talk about the EV cars, the safety, functional safety, or cybersecurity safety is the most we talk about this kind of the topics the customer may face, because there are lots of the regulations and the new technology, the new architecture of the battery, and lots of we have to redesign. There will be the engine, no engines will be but replaced by motor. So lots of the new things, we need a new the functional safety from ACLA, B, C, D, and also when the car have the connection to wireless, the car makers or also the users, we don't want the other hackers or to hack to our car to control our car. So lots of the functional safety and safety topics, and also more and more innovations. So we see the current car with a bigger and bigger screen. So Right now we are seeing the 50-inch the screen on car. So imagine that it's a whole set of a TV-sized screen or display in a car, and provide lots of different the display information. And also more smart car, and the AR HUD, and also the different level 2, level 3, level 4 autopilot, something like that. And some car makers are designing a car they can fly. So that's the more innovation is coming. But the price, the automakers want to control at a similar level. So we can imagine that the shorter time to market, the higher tech, the more innovation, the more security, they want to control the similar price. Right? So, and it will be the challenge for the current automakers to make that happen. And also the supply chain will become the other issues, because in the past, the car OEMs have a very stable tier 1s or tier 2s, help them implement the function to make the car. But right now we are seeing more and more car makers, they want to control, they want to select more about the platform, select the semiconductor they will use. So the car makers also want to have the software coverage, want to control or decide or select the solutions. In the tier 1, they might want to get more products portfolios. They want to become for example, the tier 0.05 is we were heard about it. So this means the supply chain may be changed. So that will be the other area we are seeing right now. And moving on, talk about the electric vehicle. And we can see the left-hand side is a kind of a survey in different countries. How many percentage of the people in that country want to buy the electrical vehicle? We can see that some area is high, but some area is not. The number is still low. After the survey, the two major reasons that the consumer may still hesitate to move to electric vehicle, the first one will still be the driving range, right? When we have a traditional car, easily to get a gas station to fulfill the energy, but still many car makers or even the consumer, they are worried about how long they can drive. Probably 300 kilometers, 400 kilometers. One of my friends, they can drive from Taipei and to Kaohsiung and back to Taipei if no need to charge. He will buy the electrical vehicle. So this kind of worry about the driving range will be still the biggest portion. And the second thing is the cost. So on average, they're around 20,000 US dollars increase when designing the vehicle car. And also the battery is the very important portion for that, as well as the other components on the electrical vehicle. So that gives us the other thinking about what TI can do to help solve those questions or issues or something to block when we can continue to move on to the more and more electrical vehicle. So in summary, we see the 4 areas that is the customer or automakers are facing right now. First one is the driving range, right? And the second is the charging time. So still the longer the charging time compared to current when you're going to the gas station. And the third one is the price, right? The EV car price is still probably in average still higher than the traditional cars. And the final one is safety. So within that 4 areas we're facing, or the customers are still see that's the kind of area that is the issues, the moving on to the electrical vehicle. So talk about the driving range. Is that more battery on car will help on the longer driving range? The answer is probably yes and no, right? We still see some report or analysis. We see that different car models by different car makers probably equal battery capacity, but the driving range can be different. So which means they have a similar battery, But some models, they can achieve like 500 kilometer. But some models, they can only probably 300 or 350. So what's the difference? What caused the difference, right? Is maybe the design of the cars, the material using, or the weight can be different. But the other important part is how do we know about the battery? Do we really know the battery, the energy of the battery? Well, because we don't want to underestimate or overestimate the battery about the driving range. If we underestimate, probably we still can drive 100 kilometer, but the system tells us, yeah, we have to find a charging station, so which is not good. If we overestimate, we have to go to a charging station, but we don't. That'll be the other issue. So with that, the accurate battery monitor device can really help us understand what's the true within the battery and what's the true level. So that's a very critical part for the automakers or for the consumers, and they need to care about. And talk about the EV charging. So right now we are using the 400 volt to charge. Right now it's 800 volt, and the future probably 1,500 volt to charge. So all the innovation is helping us to increase the charging efficiency and also decrease the charging time, right? And some models, car models, they mention about it. You need to take the one cup of coffee. You can charge from the 20% to 80%. But we still need to drink coffee, right? Probably 15 minutes. But how we can continue to increase that, reduce the charging time will be the next topic. And during the fast charging, the safety is very important, because when the high charging is very high power, which means high voltage, high current, it can be dangerous, right? So the TI solutions will have the better accuracy and monitor the status about the charging. So it will help the automakers to make sure they can charge fast and charge safe. About the affordable EV, so through the TI solutions, we have a couple different pin-compatible solutions can help us, the automakers can select the right or the proper chemistry battery they can use, the different combinations, so they can reduce the battery cost. And finally, the safety. So we want to increase whatever is ACLD, the highest safety regulation, or we are having utilized the solutions, including the voltage detection, current detection, and also accurate thermal detection to help to protect the users and automakers. So that's the 4 areas TI. We are continue and driving the technology with the battery management system to help increase the driving range and make the charging more safe, and also make the electric vehicle more affordable. So that's the goal what TIs want to do. Okay, so as I talked about in the beginning, this year TI introduced the battery pack and battery cell monitor, which is the BQ79718 is the cell monitor, and BQ79731, which is the pack monitors. So that's the 2 solutions, or I can say the 2 series of solutions. It really can have provide high accuracy of the monitor, whatever is the voltage, and also the current. So this means the very important things. And we can see that the pictures at left-hand side is the battery pack or battery cells on EV cars. So compare like the laptop, we all have the laptop. In a laptop, they are about like 10 to 20 battery cells in that. But how about the electrical vehicle, the EV? In average, there's around 5,000 to 9,000 battery cells on one EV car. So imagine that it's quite complicated to know all about the battery voltage and battery current when charging, when discharging. It's quite complicated. 9,000 battery cell on that. So we have to monitor the very accuracy on every single cell can help. And for example, the other example is that if the accuracy can go to 1 millivolt, which the TI provide, compared to the traditional solution, probably 10 millivolt, the battery monitor, it can differ from, it can generate a different 100 kilometer driving range. So there's a quite, that's why important the high accuracy, the battery cell monitor is important. It can really help on the driving range, 100 kilometer, from 10 millivolt to 1 millivolt, which TI provides. Okay, so this TI solution can be used for the complicated, whatever is the 400 or 800 applications, and help on the complex the battery cell on the EV cars. And also the safety is really important. And TI, we have the battery labs. So in the history of the multiple tens of years, we accumulate lots of different algorithm or for the battery accuracy, the chemistry. So we know all about the different battery IDs in the world. So will easily help us, and we can help the automakers to make sure they understand the battery with the different type of the chemistry of the battery. So that's the quite important part. And finally, we have a solution is ACLD compliant. So for sure, the battery system is quite important for safety concern, right? Because when battery if the temperature is overheat, it could be damaged, and the performance could be bad. On the other hand, if the temperature is quite low, probably it's lower the battery performance a lot. So that's why we need a battery monitor solution to really know about what's the level of the battery, and understand that level will help automakers to provide a more accurate the driving range to users, to us. And we can more know about how long we need to drive. But that's accurate. It's not the fake numbers, right? So that's the portion what TI provide, the battery management systems to help on the longer driving range, the more safety, okay? And this is what we talk about to this page. Improve the range, reliability, and safety is all the benefit that TI solution provide. So there's a new gen of the TI solution provide accurate, we talk about. The more accurate the voltage detection and current detection, and the other important part is we have the coolant counting. We know about the battery. We know the battery chemistry. So that's the important part. We can utilize those solutions for more safety. And we don't want our car have the flame, have the fire, right? So we don't want the flame happening into our car. So that's the portion we're talking about, the battery management system, and also the importance for that. Okay, look at the block diagram in central. It's a kind of the block for the current EV car. On the left-hand side is the battery cell, and with the battery pack. So TI solutions, we have the cell monitors and also battery pack monitors. In the beginning, there is no semiconductor component on the battery pack, but when more and more EV cars are popular, so the automakers want to have the more accurate, whatever the voltage, current, and also temperature, right? As I talked about, the temperature is quite important for battery. We need to monitor what is the right temperature. If it's overheat, we may need to turn off some functions, or adding like a cooling system, or increase the cooling system to lower the temperature of the battery. So it's a quite complex and accurate system in the current EV car. So that's what the TI provide. And besides the battery management system, we can see around the whole system, we have a full set of solution. We have the MCU. The TI also has the connectivity about the wireless, and also some isolation component and power management set. So not only just the battery cell and pack monitor, TI provide whole set of the solution. And not only just only the solutions, TI also provide the reference design and also schematic, or even some the real board of a reference design can really help the automakers to shorten their design cycle. So which means there's a total system solution that TI provides to the battery management system in the current EV cars. And if we talk about and think about the previous page, the left-hand side, there are lots of the battery cells, right? 5,000 to 9,000 battery cells on cars. And do we see lots of the cables? Right here. Lots of the cables, the orange cables. So what is a cable used for? To connect the different battery cell. And our battery, the monitor or pack monitor, will read the right data from each cell to the control unit. Okay, so some challenge comes out. The cable can be heavy. So right now, if we want to increase the driving range, we want to lose the vehicle's weight. But the cable, the loss of the cable is the is the kind of heavy. So how do we do that? Cut a cable. We don't use a cable. We use the wireless solution. So TI also has the industry-leading the wireless BMS solution. So which means we don't need the cables. We have the ACLD. This is certified wireless BMS, which means we still have the battery pack and battery cell monitor, but we utilize the wireless connections from different battery pack to the battery monitor or to the controller of the cars. We don't need the cables. We use the wireless, and it's the ACLD certified. And it can, what is the benefit? It can save the weight. We can be easily for the engineer to detect, and we can easily find which cell there's a problem. So this means that this is the other innovation to help on the new vehicle car, the more light, less use of the cables, and help on the longer driving range. Okay, this is the final page. We see the pictures like driving to the future. So when we are driving to the future, we don't want to stop to charge couple times. So what TI solution or the BMS solutions can provide, the more accurate battery pack and cell monitors can really help increase the driving range and make the charging and discharge safe. And the most important thing, we want to have the utilize the semiconductors to make all the electrical vehicle affordable. So that's our goal, our vision and ambition. So it's my talk about the vehicle today, and thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jasper, for that wonderful and inspiring speech. Thank you. So again, great thank you to all speakers for the wonderful speech today, and to all of our participants today. I hope you have all gained abundant insight and inspiration in the EV industry today.